Hey, it's John here, back again with B&B Auto. Today we're going to be working on the Escape. Weird, I know. Alright, so what we've got this time for this project, I've already got the wheel off, as you can see, on jack stand. And this one has a nice rust hole right behind the driver's side front tire. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking a wire wheel and grinder and whatever else necessary. I'm going to kind of get the junk out of here that I can, get down to some decent metal, get something cleaned up, and I'm going to cut something out of sheet metal, I think. Might be a piece of plastic. We'll see what I have laying around, and I'll have to take this molding off right here so I can get around and see how bad it is gotten into there and everything. Alright, so we've got the inner plastic wheel well out of here. Do have to take apart some bolts that go up in the front. Mine are mostly zip ties here on this one. There's one bolt here, and there's another bolt that's supposed to be here, and that one is broken on this one. Pops right up there like that, and you kind of got to pull down on this one to get this one is behind it, so you got to pull it up and over. On this one anyway, I don't really have to pull off this outside molding. I think that might be kind of stuck on with some sort of adhesive, but we are good to go up here. This isn't too bad. It's just right here in this area. So I'm going to go ahead and get some tools going, and we'll start getting this junk out of here. This is the inside. This is the back of the driver's foot peg thing. Looks like it was probably bolted on there, right there. But I'm not going to get too crazy with it. I'm just going to patch this up so moisture stops getting in there. Thank you to Ford Escape for using all this undercoating that the moisture got under and then bubbled from the inside out. It's great stuff. That's why the rear wheel wells do this too, and wreck your shock towers. Which I don't have a video, but maybe I'll put something together on what I did for the right rear on this car. All right, well, I'm gonna put you back on time lapse, and I'm gonna work on cleaning this up. Alright, so we got out the big grinder with the big wire wheel on it. That really does some damage, takes a lot of crap off there. And then I used just a corded power drill with a wire wheel on that to kind of get in the corners. We'll take a look at it. Got some good steel kind of all the way around the edges here. All around the edges here, back up in here, and kind of cleaned up the back side of this lip as good as possible. Next I'm going to kind of measure this out a little bit. Actually, I'll probably take some cardboard and make myself a little template. Then I've got some steel that I had laying in my piles of stuff. You can buy this stuff wherever. Menards, not sponsored, but I go there all the time. So we've just got some thin gauge steel, which I'll cut and shape over to that hole, and then I'll put some screws around the perimeter, and I'm going to use some Gorilla heavy duty construction adhesive. Stuff's pretty good. I've used it on some other things I've mounted, and it's held up really well. So I'm going to use that as a sealant, essentially as a seam sealer. So let me get the template made up, and I'll get some steel cut out. Alright, well, here's my cardboard template, and just used a couple different tin snips that I had. I just have cheap stuff. I don't have anything fancy. Not trying to make this thing beautiful, it's functional. I'm going to keep out water, keep out snow, everything like that. I'm going to coat it in some rubberized undercoating once I get it all installed and sealed. So, put you back on time lapse. I cut a bunch of slots in the one end. That way it can bend. It can radius up into that corner, and then I can seal them on this on the back side of this pinch weld right here for the body. So put you back on the stand. I'm going to get that kind of pounded into place, and once I have it exactly where I want it, I'll mark it, and then I will seal it and screw it in. All right, so here we go. Got my, oh, I see one more little spot I gotta hit. Just dab a little on there. Good enough. Using these stainless screws and broke one off right there. But yeah, so here we go. Just got my piece of steel in here. I had those flaps along here. It just kind of bent them over a little bit. I left them just a little bit long so they would bend over. I put all sorts of construction adhesive on all the edges and everything. Filled it all in nice and good. Wiped down this outer edge around here. I'm gonna let this sit for about an hour, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and spray some rubberized undercoating on it. In the meantime, kind of got a little mess of tools, so I'll pick those up, listen to the football game. We'll be back in an hour. All right, let it dry. Just let it dry for a little longer. It's soft, but according to the tube, it can be painted. Not coming off, stuck down. I'm just using some Rust-Oleum undercoating, pro grade, rubberized. Wiped this down with a rag and some brake clean around it, so it should stick well enough. Get a few years on it anyway. Alright, well, we're going to call that good. We do have to do tie rod ends on this coming up soon. Got them ordered. And they'll come in with that fog light adapter. So we'll continue to work on this thing. I may end up doing bearings on it too. He's also got picked these up the other day. Got some Wrangler trail marks. Picked these up used on some Explorer rims. The Explorer rims will work, but they don't really look that great. He doesn't really like how they look compared to those. I agree with him, so we're gonna bring these to the tire shop. These are new enough. They're 2019s, so they've got really good tread on them. They've only got a few thousand miles on them. Guy had an Explorer and tranny went out, so he kept a bunch of the stuff, and wheels and tires are one of them. Picked these up for pretty cheap, right around 300 bucks. So a lot cheaper than new. We're gonna get those put on instead of these old E-rated Trail Runner ATs. They roll out and they're all chopped out. They're what came on it, so no reason to have E-rated on this little thing. So thanks for watching. We'll bring you back next time.